She casually took off her hat, and in a single heartbeat the whole room froze, not because she looked pretty now, but because everyone suddenly realized they might have been wrong about her for years. And here's the uncomfortable part. That wasn't even the real transformation. The real switch happens later, in a place with flashing cameras, a cheap romantic setup, and one decision that turns her from a bullied ghost into a headline. But what exactly breaks first? Her old life? Or her trust? Mia has spent so long being treated like background noise that even when she's sitting quietly by a flower bed, someone can deliberately sit on her like she isn't a person. That constant humiliation has trained her to shrink. So when she's forced onto a debate stage, she doesn't fail because she's stupid. She fails because fear has become her default setting. The whispers, the stares, the pressure. Her body panics before her mind can catch up, and she crashes hard in front of everyone, reinforcing the school's favorite narrative. Mia is weak. Mia is nothing. Mia is an easy target. Then, her mother drops the kind of news that doesn't feel real. Mia's grandmother from Genovia has flown in and wants tea. Mia doesn't even want to go. In her mind, that woman is tied to pain, to family fracture, to the divorce she never really healed from. But she agrees anyway, and the next day she walks into a world that looks like it belongs to someone else, a huge villa, a manicured courtyard, a butler so formal it feels like a movie. Mia's awkwardness instantly becomes louder in contrast. She tosses her backpack like she's at home because she has no blueprint for royal. Then the grandmother appears, moving with that kind of calm authority that makes Mia feel clumsy without even trying. Tea turns into interrogation, and then the bomb drops. Mia's father was the crown prince of Genovia. Her grandmother is the queen. Meaning Mia isn't just connected to royalty, she is royalty. The only heir, the last option. And suddenly, the ugliest girl in school is being told she's the future of a country. Mia's reaction is pure survival, denial, panic, anger. Because the truth isn't empowering at first, it's terrifying. She can't even speak in a debate. How is she supposed to represent a nation? She runs, lashes out at her mother, demands answers, and tries to slam the door on the entire idea. But the queen doesn't have the luxury of letting Mia refuse. If Mia says no, Genovia loses its future. So the queen shows up at Mia's house and pushes for a compromise. Lessons now, decision later, right before the national ball. Mia returns to school, and nothing magically changes there. The cheerleaders still sneer, the athletes still judge. Her royal car doesn't protect her from the social hierarchy she's been trapped in. And at the villa, her training begins the same way the school bullying did, by focusing on what's wrong with her. Posture, hair, skin, eyebrows, nails, everything becomes a problem to correct. The queen isn't cruel, but the process is strict, and Mia feels like she's being erased and rebuilt into a version that fits a crown. And then comes one of the first big emotional fractures. Her best friend Lily doesn't celebrate her glow-up, she attacks it. Not because she hates Mia, but because she's scared. She sees the transformation and feels left behind. She accuses Mia of changing to please others. Mia is hoping for one sincere compliment and instead gets judged. That hits harder than bullying, because betrayal from a friend feels like losing the only safe place you had. The driver is the first person in this story who says what Mia desperately needs to hear. She was never inferior. That seed matters, because it plants the idea that Mia's worth isn't dependent on approval. And right after that, Mia does something new. She fights back. Lily explodes, rips off the friendship bracelet, storms away, and then Mia finally tells the truth. The fight dissolves as fast as it started, because the real conflict wasn't hate, it was fear. Then comes the moment from the beginning, the hat. A class rule forces her to remove it. She hesitates like someone stepping off a cliff, and when she reveals her new look, the room flips. Everyone crowds in. Everyone suddenly wants access to the person they ignored. Mia doesn't feel powerful in that moment, she feels exposed. Lily has to physically step between her and the attention. That's the first time Mia experiences the princess curse. Admiration can feel like another kind of violence when you didn't ask for it. Not long after, her secret becomes public. Reporters invade her school. Cameras swing toward her like weapons. The queen arrives and handles it with effortless authority, while Mia looks like prey. And the betrayal is sharp. The leak came from her own stylist, not out of malice toward Mia, but out of ambition. He wanted credit for creating a modern princess. Mia learns a brutal truth early. In this world, even help can come with strings attached. The queen uses the chaos to force the real question. Is Mia ready to accept responsibility? On a rooftop, Lily lists the costs like a reality check: no privacy, constant scrutiny, behavior policed forever. Mia almost gives up. The butler counters with something equally important. Nobody gets to take her identity. She can be a princess without losing herself. That shifts Mia from fear to possibility. Then, the banquet happens, and it's chaos in slow motion. The candle, the burning card, the sleeve catching fire, the ice bucket panic, the giant bite of ice cream turning into international embarrassment, the broken glass, the grape under the table, the domino chain of accidents. It's funny on the surface, but emotionally, it's Mia realizing she can't fake belonging. She goes home humiliated, apologizes to her father's photo, and convinces herself she's not built for this. But the queen does something unexpected. She doesn't punish her. She admits she made humiliating mistakes too, and instead of drilling her harder, she gives her a day of freedom arcade games, photo booths, laughter. That day is a turning point, because it proves the queen isn't just training Mia to be perfect. She's trying to keep Mia human while the world tries to turn her into a symbol. Then, the car accident happens, Mia driving without a license, police arriving, consequences closing in, and the queen bends reality with status. She turns a crisis into a ceremony, hands out honorary medals, makes everyone a witness, and the system instantly forgets its own rules. Mia sees up close how power can rewrite outcomes. It's impressive, but it's also unsettling, because it means her life isn't normal anymore. It's negotiable based on who she is. Back at school, the social parasites appear right on schedule. The people who bullied her now claim they're her friends. Josh, the popular heartthrob who used to ignore her, suddenly wants her at a beach party. Mia is starving for validation, so she says yes. And here's the painful part. She doesn't do it because she loves Josh. She does it because she wants proof that she's finally chosen. She cancels on Michael, who has quietly cared about her for a long time, and he masks the hurt but can't hide it once she's gone. Now we hit the most dangerous sequence, the most marking moment you told me not to forget. The beach trap. Mia thinks she's about to have her first romantic kiss. The mood feels free, teenage, normal, until the helicopter and paparazzi snap her back into reality. She runs into a hut with Josh, apologizing like she's the problem. Josh pretends to comfort her, pretends the hut is safe, and that's exactly what makes the betrayal land harder. He confesses. He moves in. Mia stumbles and breaks the moment, but the real break comes when Josh drags her outside, knowing cameras are waiting. The flashes explode. Mia panics, and Josh uses that panic as cover to take what he wants, a kiss caught on film. Mia reacts instantly. She slaps him with her sandal and runs, humiliated, furious, violated. Then comes the second layer of the trap. Girls stop her, help her, offer a tent to change. Mia is touched because she still believes kindness can be simple, but it's staged. Mid-change, the tent flap lifts, and she's photographed again, disheveled, exposed, framed. It's not just embarrassment anymore. It's exploitation. The fallout hits fast. The story goes public. The queen loses her temper. Mia spirals into self-blame because she doesn't yet know how to separate a mistake from being used. The butler steps in with one of the most important lines of the entire arc. This wasn't Mia's fault. She was taken advantage of. And for a 15-year-old, she handled it with more composure than most. That defense matters because it stops Mia from internalizing the narrative that she deserves humiliation. Mia returns to school and becomes a target again, proof that public attention doesn't erase cruelty, it amplifies it. She tells Lily she's done, she'll quit being a princess. And this is where Lily finally reveals her true fear. She was scared of losing Mia. She wasn't trying to hold her back, she was trying to keep her. And then she drops the key insight that reshapes Mia's decision. Mia has influence now. Mia can change things in ways ordinary people can't. If Mia walks away, she doesn't just lose a crown, she loses a tool. Mia starts changing in a real way now, not hairstyle, not etiquette, but spine. She stops apologizing for existing. She hits the baseball hard, keeps running, scores. She pushes back against bullies instead of absorbing them. For the first time, she tastes what it feels like to be untouchable, not because she's royal, but because she's no longer begging for permission to stand up. But the final decision still terrifies her. The Queen tells her the only way to quit is to announce it publicly at the national ball in front of everyone, including media. Mia knows what stage fear feels like. She tries to outsource the speech to the Queen, but the Queen refuses. There's no shortcut. If Mia wants this life, she has to claim it with her own voice. Mia prepares to run. She packs. She tries to escape the moment that will define her. Then she finds her father's letter, the emotional core of the entire story. His message reframes courage. It isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing something more valuable than fear. That lands because Mia realizes she's been running the entire film, from bullies, from attention, from responsibility, from her own potential. And for the first time, she chooses forward movement instead of retreat. She races to the ball. Rain hits, her car stalls. It feels like fate blocking her one last time. Then, the butler finds her, drags Hope back into the moment, and they arrive right as the Queen is about to announce Mia's abdication. Mia appears soaked and exhausted, and the Queen's face shifts into pride. Because Mia did the thing she never thought she could do. She showed up. Mia steps to the podium, looks out at the crowd, and the old panic tries to return. Debate stage panic, ugliest girl panic, don't look at me panic. But she anchors herself in the letter. Her voice stabilizes. Her speech grows stronger. The room applauds. And when the Queen places the crown on her head, it doesn't feel like Mia becoming someone else. It feels like Mia accepting the version of herself she kept abandoning. At the end, the real romance isn't the boy by the sea. It's the quiet payoff. Michael, the one person who saw her before a crown ever existed, finally gets the moment the story has been delaying. In the garden, away from cameras, away from status games, she chooses the person who treated her like she mattered when she had nothing to offer socially. And that kiss lands differently, because it isn't taken, it's mutual, earned, safe. If you zoom out, the story isn't ugly girl becomes pretty princess. The story is a girl who was trained to disappear learns that attention isn't love, popularity isn't safety, and a crown doesn't create confidence, it forces a decision. Either you keep running, or you step into the room and let your voice exist, even while it shakes.